Okay, we have a 1,500 point battle report for you today. I'm playing a kind of Saim-Hann Jetbike list, a couple Fire Prisms, a NightSpinner, some Jetbikes, 2 units of Vypers, and a Seer Council, small one over here, unit of Bikes in Reserve. I'm facing Space Marines. There is a squad of snipers on the table, some vehicles ready to set up, and a Lucious pattern drop pod over there with like a dreadnought inside it. That's pretty nasty. He's basically going to kill anything in my army that he decides to go after. Some kind of flyer. A couple more drop pods with, I guess, just squads of dudes inside, regular squads.
There's a stern guard with Pedro Cantor on that one.
Oh dear God, okay, so it's going to be absolute brutality coming my way. And we're fighting Big Guns Never Tire, 5 objectives we rolled up, 1, 2, 3, 4 over there, and 5 over here. And my opponent can try to steal initiative if he wants to. No, he's not going to steal initiative, so Eldar is going first. Back in a bit. Okay, so rounding up top of Eldar turn 1, not a particularly eventful turn. What happened here, we basically just shimmied around. I'm trying to prevent any drop pods from having space to actually land anywhere. That's important. I mean, I guess if he wants to, he can try to go for my Jetbikes over here, but I do have a guy with a spear ready. I've got some of these guys hidden behind a building. They, drop pod would have to try to land in somewhere there. Those guys went flat out over there. These guys moved up and then decided not to shoot them, but flat out here. These 2 Fire Prisms. 1 Fire Prism blasted into here, a really good cover on the tank. I couldn't even hurt him, I scattered away. Second guy over here, second Prism, blasted into this tank, saw a sliver of him over there, hit the tank, but didn't penetrate, and then managed to kill 1 guy, just by a little bit of luck, because I clipped a few guys. Other than that, the barrage blasted into there, caused 5 wounds, but only caused 1 guy to die. So we killed 2 models, better than nothing. Seer Council fortuned themselves, and went from here, hopped, and flew flat out way over here. We're going to go after these guys, or maybe something over there, depending on what happens when the drop pods come down. So they're fortunate and they're ready to go. And that is it. And these guys are still waiting in reserve. Forgot to mention my opponent's Warlord trait is -1 to my reserve rolls. My Warlord trait is that useless outflank acute senses one, which basically doesn't work for Eldar very well. But that is it. And we're going to see what happens with top of turn 1. Drop pods coming down. Lucious pattern dreadnought. Lucian pattern drop pod with a dreadnought in there coming down. It's going to be amazing. We're going to see what happens. Okay, rounding up the middle of the bottom of turn 1 because we got an assault starting, the most broken unit in the game. Lucius pattern dreadnought. Cheating rules, allows you to charge when you come out of it. So this guy's charging here. Managed to blow away 1 guy with his Melta and Flamer. Actually, the Melta didn't do it, but the Flamer killed a guy. We're fighting it out there. We have 1 spear in here. That's the only thing that's helping us. We couldn't even shoot the big guns at him to try to do it Overwatch because he's got 13 armor, so just the spear fired, but couldn't hit on the 6. Over here, these Stern Guard and Pedro popped out, managed to gun down 2 of my Seer Council members after all my rerolls, but we made our leadership. And over here, just like one of these guys, flukiest guy ever, all hits with it, just about everything. Oh no, misses with the autocannon, hits with both of those las cannons. I failed both my cover saves, and he rolls double 6. Story of my life, but such as that. And we're going to see what happens with this combat. It's not going to go well for me. Maybe I can get fluky, because I am going to go first, probably. Okay, so rounding up, as expected, he just cleaved through those guys. Every single thing hit. He hit with every attack. He wounded 3 guys as a result, because one of them didn't wound. But I couldn't make my rerollable leadership, and I couldn't get my spear. I hit him, but I couldn't penetrate him at all. And he just ran down the unit. They ran off the table, actually. He couldn't run them down, but they ran off the table. So now I'm just screwed. I got to figure out what to do here. Got a couple of small options. They're not great options, though, but man, I'm already on the ropes here, but we're going to see what we can do. Seer Council has a few interesting options they can try to partake in, so we're going to see what happens. Back in a bit. Oh, first let me roll to see if my my squad comes on. They need a 4+, though, because -1 from my opponent's Warlord trait. They do show up on a 5, for whatever that means. Here we are, back in a bit. Okay, so bottom of turn 2, top of turn 2 for Eldar. What happened? These guys flew up over here, rear armored that thing to death. Standard odds, managed to hold out over here. We wrecked him. These guys flew up over here and just flatted out in there, just kind of putting themselves so they can't be seen too easily by anything over there. Over here, these 2 Fire Prisms, total failure. He did not get immobilized as he landed on those boxes. 2 shots into this unit, both scattered away miserably, didn't do anything to that. However, the barrage then came in there, twinning barrage, managed to blow away 4 guys, 2 rended, 2 failed their saves. They passed their pinning, past their leadership though, so Pedro's there with 2 dudes left. My squad that came on, I moved them up into here, but then just decided to flat him out a little bit behind there. Nothing too big there. Seer Council flew this way, charged into that heavy support, wiped it out for a victory point, or in this scenario, heavy support. And it exploded. Didn't hurt anybody though. Didn't hurt any of Senior Council. Didn't hurt any of those guys. And that is pretty much it. So we're going to see what happens on bottom of turn 2 for the Space Marines. You want to roll for your reserves? Yep. So
Tactical squad.
drop pod in the squad. No, not yet. And the flying flyer.
No.
Not yet. Wow. Okay. So I buy another. I have a lucky turn of respite before they show up. Okay. Rounding up that bottom of turn 2 with no reserves showing up. My opponent didn't have a lot of options. Managed to launch an orbital strike here. Scattered off this guy. Nuked the vehicle and the thing. The vehicle made his 5+ jinx save though because he had moved. And then killed one biker. We passed our leadership though. These guys do not have a reroll. They have a reroll. Sorry. Oh, we forgot to do pinning test, didn't we? Okay. So pinning test because it is like a crazy barrage, right? I need an 8. They are pinned. Those bikes are pinned. I don't know how that happens, but they're pinned. And that was pretty much it. A ton of shooting from other stuff, though. That vehicle, those guys into here, couldn't cause any wounds, though. Didn't quite cause enough to get through my rerollable saves. So rerollable saves finally held out pretty nicely. And top of turn 3 coming up. Okay, rounding up top of turn 3. Fortune, like always on these guys. They flew in, went for this victory point over here. Another heavy support. Again, wrecked it, but didn't explode it this time. In the meantime, shooting from these guys, they flew up over here, blasted in here, killed I think 3 or 4 guys, and then got a nice fast move back over here. These guys flew up, helped gun down the entire unit that Pedro was in, but Pedro survives. Then I took one lucky shot on him. I fired a strength 9 AP2 at him to try to kill him before he gets into a unit. I hit, I wounded him on a 2+, and he needed to make a 4+ invulnerable, or else he'd be insta-killed from strength 9 AP2. But he made it. He's a tough customer, made it. That guy over here tried to blast into there, only hit like one guy. We kept just drifting. Twin-linked blast from that thing kept drifting like crazy. Even with twin-link, drifted away. Those guys were pinned, couldn't do anything. And that was it. So we're going to see what happens turn 3, see if your reserves come on. 3+ again.
Drop pod.
Drop pod to dudes. On. And flyer. On. Both of them are on. So it's going to be pretty nasty. Now we're going to have to figure out what the rounding up bottom of turn 3, sorry. Those reserves came on. Those guys popped out over here. They were trying to go there. They actually flew back 10 inches there. Unloaded, machine gun into here, blew away 2 guys only, so a little bit lucky on my part, but we made our leadership. We failed our first leadership, made our reroll. Thank goodness for Embolden. Over here, some piddly shooting from these guys. Couldn't really kill any council members there. This thing flew on, zoomed this way, and blasted into here, but I just held out. There was one glance that made it through, but I actually made my 5+ jink for having moved every turn. Got to move those Eldar vehicles every turn. You got to keep doing it. Other than that, some shooting from these guys. They had the option of trying to blow these guys away, which would have been easier, or go for the actual victory point, because in Big Guns Never Tire, this is a victory point. So they tried to get the missile hit onto here, but couldn't get it to stick, and the rending rifles couldn't rend anything. And that was that. So we're on to top of turn 4. Okay, so top of turn 4, what happened? These guys flew up over here, just threw a spear just to try to get lucky, but no luck over there, but then we just moved towards them. We moved everything inwards towards 18 inches so that you won't be able to shoot at anything meaningful. Over there, those guys charged in. We won combat by. We only killed one guy, but at least we're tying them up, and we're getting his for being in his deployment zone as well, tying up that objective. Over here, combination of twin-linked beams. That guy linked his beam here, killed 7 guys out in the open, and then these guys helped gun down a few more guys, and I think the barrage managed to kill down to 1 guy, and he ran off the table. So we got rid of that troop choice there. And these guys here flew up, but only one of them was, I wasn't too careful, and I didn't see that building's blocking my line of sight, so only one guy was able to gun into that unit. Didn't really kill too much there. Oh, they made their leadership over there, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, they made the leadership, so it's all good there. And it's on to bottom of turn 4. Okay, bottom of turn 4, things really turn against the Space Marines here. This thing decided to go into hover strike mode to at least try to wipe something out, to get a victory point. Couldn't kill that guy. Got 1 penetration through with his missiles, but I made my jink again. Every little sliver that I move, man, gives me that jink. Pretty awesome. Really good jink saves for me this game. Over here, combat, we won by 1 again. The guy that was in the challenge managed to kill the sergeant. But we didn't kill anybody else. They stuck it out. Over there, missile tried to go into here to blow this guy away from victory point. No luck though. So looks like things are turning against the Space Marines. We're going to try to finish off as much as we can. Turn 5 coming. Okay, so actually my opponent has tapped out now just because it's not going to look too good. This guy's in hover strike mode, so I'm probably going to send all my strength 6 shots here. I'm going to fly a strength 9 spear into the back, along with a strength 9 spear over here, probably to blow that thing away. Probably going to do well to kill these guys here. And, really it's only 1 objective held here. All my heavy support can hold objectives, so I can hold an objective here, I can hold one back there pretty easily. I'm going to hold that one there pretty easily, probably too. Maybe if I get these guys over here, I'll hold that one, so, and I'll have the guys in the far zone. But yeah, it's an interesting game. I really thought I was in trouble when that Lucious pattern came down, the Dreadnought guy, but managed to somehow bring it back after that. But thanks for the game. Yeah, tough game, man. Thank you.